This man picked up a dragon-headed cleaver, swiftly chopped at a Peppa Pig on the table. The knife circled around the pig's body, cleanly slicing from the pig's mouth. Peppa's flesh and bones were completely separated, yet not a drop of blood stained the blade. This man's name was David. He was a top-tier chef. He scooped up a fish from the water. His knife strokes were quick, precise, and ruthless. The sashimi was served, while the fish skeleton was still swimming happily in the water. The aroma of David's cooking spread for miles. Villagers from far and wide came to taste his food. But something terrible happened that day. After all the villagers ate David's food, they all got food poisoning. The villagers all pointed fingers at David. David knew he had been framed, but at this point he was powerless to explain. From then on, he lost his right to use the dragon-headed cleaver. All this was orchestrated by David's nephew. He always believed that David, for the sake of the dragon-headed cleaver, had caused his father to get injured and could never cook again. Thus David left his hometown behind. This was a Cantonese restaurant called Four Seas. David came to taste their food. The waiter introduced to David, "All dishes in our restaurant are signature dishes. You can order anything you like." But David ordered a simple boiled cabbage in clear soup. This was a Sichuan dish. The chef's assistant asked, "Why would someone order Sichuan cuisine at a Cantonese restaurant?" The chef understood this person wasn't ordinary. He was challenging the head chef's position. The boiled cabbage was served. After David carefully tasted it, he immediately asked for the bill. The manager asked if there was any problem with the dish. David said it wasn't authentic at all. The restaurant's head chef immediately stepped forward. Without much talk, the two chefs began their competition. If the head chef lost, he would leave Four Seas. If David lost, he would wash dishes at Four Seas for a year. Both chefs had their own strengths. David found an assistant named Jack, and made one of the restaurant's signature dishes his own way. It was the famous 8 treasure duck. The waiter tasted the head chef's 8 treasure duck, immediately praising its tender, rich flavor and non-greasy texture. She saw David's 8 treasure duck had cooled down. When she reached to touch it, she got burned. A rich aroma wafted out. It turned out David had coated the duck with sugar to retain heat. Though served, the duck was still cooking. He didn't use a knife throughout the cooking process. Duck meat is cold in nature. Once it contacts with a knife, the texture immediately becomes tough and rigid. The fibers would also break. The duck bones were finally shattered by Jack's internal energy. The waiter tasted a piece of duck meat. She was instantly shocked by its deliciousness. The head chef saw this and took a bite. His expression changed dramatically. The next second, he lowered his head and quietly resigned. Only then did Lucy realize David was her father's former apprentice, who came to take over as Four Seas head chef. Jack also stayed, unwilling to be David's assistant. He challenged David to a knife skills competition. Jack's specialty was preparing pufferfish, which has an extremely high difficulty level. This is where a chef's knife skills are truly tested. Jack could complete this dish with ease. Clearly his knife skills were remarkable, but when he saw the dish David made, he was instantly dumbfounded.